What's up everybody, Super WRX fan here for an interesting video. So me and my friend that has the gray FR-S, we decided to swap cars for a few hours and see what it's like to drive each other's cars and really analyze the differences of the different exhaust systems and the different suspension setups. And so what I'm going to be bringing you here is his thoughts and his impressions on what he thinks of driving my BRZ and what he thinks of the exhaust, what he thinks of the suspension setup and just the whole car in general, the interior, and almost doing a review of my car in a way. So yeah, I'll turn it over to him and I hope you enjoy his impressions.
Thanks, Subaru WRX fan. I'm excited to be here with a chance to review your BRZ, kind of from a FR-S owner's perspective. I think we have two pretty evenly matched cars here. 22,000 miles on my FR-S since September, 20,000 on your BRZ since May, and aftermarket exhausts and intakes on both. So let's jump right into this. So for the faces of the two cars, when they first introduced both of these, I really liked the front of the BRZ. I really liked the headlights. At the time, I liked the front grille. But over time, and as they actually came out, the fangs, if you will, on the front of the FR-S to give it kind of more of an aggressive look. I preferred that, and I went with that on the exterior. And there's some other interior differences that we can talk about.
All right, so before we continue with the interior, I have a little bit of a confession to make. I never actually drove a BRZ before I bought my FR-S. I only sat in a premium BRZ, and so hopefully after I drive this I won't feel too egg on face. With the initial pictures of the car, I really like the interior of the BRZ with the silver trim on the dash, but in person it's kind of plasticky, and if it's going to be plasticky I might as well go full plasticky and go faux carbon fiber. Alright, so we're going to take it for a little spin, and I'll let you know my impressions of it when I've driven it around for a little while. Alright, so I've been driving this around for a little while now, and I can give a little more of my impressions and I guess a justification for my purchase of the FR-S over this. First, I want to talk about the seats. It's a pretty hot day, even with the air conditioner on. These seats with the Alcantara inserts make your lower back sweat pretty good. They don't really breathe. They're comfortable. I mean, they're the same shape as the cloth seats in the FR-S, but like I said, they don't breathe like the seats in the FR-S do. The other thing, of course, is the navigation, and I couldn't really justify the extra money for the navigation, especially when I just use my smartphone for navigation and nav mount. That stays updated all the time. These factory nav systems seem to kind of get out of date quickly. With the Hvac Controls, I'm pretty old school. I like just the basic hot cold knob and then the fan knob, and then, you know, of course, a knob for the different vents. This, you know, gets kind of convoluted at times. The final thing I want to talk about now that I've driven it is it's a little strange because it feels almost exactly like the FR-S, even though I'm not in my FR-S. I noticed maybe some very, very slight differences. I think that the ride in the BRZ is just slightly more supple. I feel like it's not quite as harsh as the FR-S. The other thing I think is that even with the exhaust on this car, it seems a little bit quieter overall. I think if you were running it with stock exhaust, I think the BRZ might have a little bit more sound deadening on the inside. Otherwise, they're pretty much identical, and but but I still feel like, thankfully, that I made the right decision with my FR-S over the BRZ. If I had gotten a BRZ, I suppose it probably would have been the premium, but like I said, on the premium, even though you don't have all this extra stuff, the automatic HVAC, and the heated and leather seats, which I don't feel I need, it does still have the nav system, which I couldn't really justify, and apart from the headlights on my FR-S, I'm completely happy with it. Those are my thoughts, and I hope you guys all enjoyed. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll give you a nice little acceleration to end. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. See you some other time.